All right, good morning, everyone. This is a good day. This is the solutions for functions compilation. So I'm going to start now. Which of the following functions represents the equation of a straight line? So some of the things we need to know, which ones doesn't. So 1 minute. I'm not sure why this is stuck. So let's get started now. All right, so when it comes to which one's definitely not a straight line, this is not a straight line because the x variable has a square. This one is also not because this one has a square. And then this one is for 1 over x, which is x minus 1. So the power on this is actually not x. And remember, what is the general equation of a straight line? Y is equal to mx plus c. So the only one that looks like that, where there is one variable and with a power of 1, x, and it follows the general form, is c. Answer is c. Next one, the point where a linear function crosses the vertical axis. The vertical axis is called the y-axis. So let's use red. Yeah. So if this is our axis and the graph cuts this, we know this is called the y-intercept. And so you should also know wherever it cuts the x-axis is called the x-intercept. So for this one, because it's the vertical axis, which is the y, this is called the y-intercept. D. Okay, so the arrow will describe which relation. So now we need to try to figure out what's going on with the number. So x is the input, y is the output. So it goes from 2 to 4 and 2 to 8, 2 to 10. Okay, 4 to 8, 3 to 9. So that means these numbers are factors of these numbers. So x are factors of y, or y are multiples of x. Remember, multiples is the bigger one, factors is the small one. So let's see which one this is. Y is less than x, that is wrong. X is a factor of y, true. Y is a factor not true. So the only one that's true is B. So even just by elimination, you got that answer. What is the y-intercept of this straight line? So you see how this equation is? We have to make it look like our general equation, y is equal to mx plus c. So we got to do some transposing. So 2y is equal to negative 3x minus 8. So we got to divide by 2, everybody by 2. So this is going to give me y is equal to negative 3 over 2, x minus 4. So our y-intercept is negative 4, which is D. If h of x, this is a function, is equal to this, then h of 4, so everywhere we see x, we put 4. So this would be 3 times 4 minus 2 over 5. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 2 over 5. That's 10 over 5 is 2. So our answer is C. The value for which the inverse of y of 1, if the function f is given, f of x gives this for this function is, so what you would do is you would just put, if the answer is 1, you're going to find x. So if they ask to find the inverse of this, that means you need to find the value that, hold on 1 minute. Let me check something. All right, so we're back. So this now, we got to find f inverse of 1. So if f of x, so we just got to do this quickly. As we know, f of x is equal to 5 minus 2x. So we interchange, because this is y is equal to 5 minus 2x. So we interchange, so x is equal to 5 minus 2y. Then we make y the subject, so that's 2y is equal to 5 minus x divided by 2 divided by 2. So y is equal to 5 minus x divided by 2. So f inverse is equal to 5 minus x divided by 2. So f inverse of 1, you just put 1 wherever. So that's 5 minus 1 over 2, which is 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. So that's why our answer is B. The values of x for which the points intersect the x-axis. So at the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So we got to remember that. So y is equal to 0. And since y is equal to 0, we substituted. So that means 4x minus x squared is equal to 0. So we factorize this, we pull out x. X is equal to 4 minus x is equal to 0. So that means x is equal to 0, or 4 minus x is equal to 0. And if we transpose, we carry over the minus x, so 4 is equal to x. So that means x is equal to 4 or 0. So where is that? That's C, correct? All right, so we see here a line is perpendicular. Please remember what it means for a line to be parallel. If a line is parallel, they have the same gradient. If a line is perpendicular, they have the negative inverse of each other. So if one gradient is 2 and they parallel, the next gradient is negative a half. I hope you all remember this. If one gradient is 3 over 5, the next gradient is negative 5 over 3. If one is negative 4, the next one is positive 1 over 4. So one is the negative inverse of each other if they are perpendicular. So in this case, it says the M1 is equal to 2 over 5 because, nothing in front of the y, so everything looking good. We got M and we got C. So it says, what's the gradient of the line that's perpendicular? So obviously it's going to be the inverse. So it's going to be 5 over 2, but it's going to be negative. So the answer is A. Yeah, this one is wrong. So this should be, because it says perpendicular to the line, the gradient of L. So this is wrong. So this should be corrected. This should be A. So that's a mistake. It's not parallel. If it was parallel, it would be the same, negative 5 over 2. All right. So let's keep it moving. These two lines are parallel. Shows the transition. So yeah, it shows the transitions. This look like vectors. Show what vectors doing here. Look, there we go. In the diagram. So it says here the translation. So we're trying to see the translation. So look at the numbers. 2 gone to 4, and it gone to the right. So that's positive 2. Make sure all of it 5 to 7, positive 2. Then y gone from 5 to 6, 7 to 8. So that's a positive 1. So it gone up. So that's a 2, 1. Translation, that's B. The point where a linear function crosses the horizontal axis, this is easy. We spoke about this. It's called the x-intercept B. The following mapping is shown. So look at this one here now. So we got this to this and something else to this. So that's many to one. So this is a many to one, many to one. That's C. Yeah. Let me zoom in some more. All right, the next one. Find h of negative x. So this looks similar, but we have another number here. So we gotta put 3 times negative 6 minus 2 over 5. That's negative 18. Negative 18 minus 2 over 5 is negative 20. Negative 20 over 5 is negative 4. So our answer is A. Mhm. Keep it moving. All right, it says the maximum point of this, we know the maximum point is here. So the maximum point is 4, 2, 4. But that's where it is. The x is 2, the y is 4. So that's an easy one. The answer is D. Yeah. The value for which the point, the value of x at which the points intersect. So you just make them equal to 0. So anytime you got two equations, you make them equal to 0. So this equation is equal to this, which is 0. So you put 4x. This should look familiar because we actually did this question before, is equal to 0. So we factorize on both sides. So we take out x. This can left back with 4 minus x is equal to 0. So that means this is equal to 0, the brackets 4 minus x is equal to 0. You transpose, so 4 is equal to x because when negative x goes over, it becomes positive. So the answer is 0 and 4. 0 and 4, positive 4, 2 is A. Got that right. Let's keep it moving. Which of the following equations represents a straight line? So this one is similar to the one we did before, but it's more complicated. So anything with a square, you know that out. You know this out and you know this out. And if you look at this, you know this out too, because if you want y as a subject, you divide by x, you divide by x. Once you divide them by x, that means x is a minus 1 power. So that's out as well. So if we transpose here, we carry over the 3. This is going to give me y is equal to 2x minus 3, which fit the formula y is equal to mx plus c. So that's a straight line. So your answer is C, correct? It says here, which of the following represents the function where x is equal to this? So that's, you know, the input output. That's easy. So if I put 0 in here, what am I going to get up with? So the first number is 0. What answer am I going to get if I put 0 in this equation? 0 square is 0 plus 3 is 3. So that's 0, 3. So that's the first one. All of them have that. So we got to go again. So input 1. So the first one is 1 because that's x. So what we going to get when we get 1? 1 square is 1 plus 3 is 4. So far, the options is between B and D. B and D. So we need to see what is the other thing that's going to separate them, right? So the next one, number is 2. So when we put 2 here, we're going to get 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So that means the answer is D because the next thing is 2, 7. So the answer is D. That's correct. So we keep it moving. So it says a line is this and the gradient L. But when you look at the line is not normal. It's not the general equation of a straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So we got to make it look like that. So we can start off with the equation, how it is, which is 2x minus 5y minus 8 is equal to 0. So everybody got to go over. The 8 got to go over. The 2 got to go over. So what we got to end up with, but the smartest thing is to do, to be honest, because everybody here, it just makes sense to move over the 5y because it's negative, so it can become positive. So 5y is going to equal to the 2x minus 8, but we don't want anything in front of the y, so we divide by 5, everybody by 5. So y is equal to 2 over 5x minus 8 over 5 minus 8 over 5. So because they're parallel, that means the gradient's going to be the same. So in this case, the answer is going to be C. I hope the thingy mix up these questions, you know, yes, C is correct. Excellent. All right, so let's move. Almost finished this one. So it says here the point where the a linear function crosses the vertical axis. We did this one. It's called a y-intercept. We literally did this before. The equation of a line that crosses the vertical axis at 0.05 and that has a gradient of 4, that's easy. So if the gradient is 4, that's m. And if it crosses the vertical, which is the y-axis at 5, that's c. So that means it's equal to y, mx plus c, mx plus c. So m is what? Y is equal to 4x plus 5, right? So the answer here is C. Which of the following represents a linear function? Now, remember a function has to pass the vertical line test. So that means if I draw a vertical line, it shouldn't touch any more of the points. And it says linear. So out of that, these two out because they're not linear. So the difference is between these two. And if I draw a vertical line on this, it can touch the whole thing. So this is not. So the answer is going to be A by default, right? Pretty simple. All right, which of the following graphs is refers to the quadratic graph? It says the equation of the axis of symmetry is, so you know this axis of symmetry is the center line, and where is it? Is equal to x, because it's on the x-axis. So it's x is equal to 2. Don't get confused. Now y equal to 2. Y equal to 2 is a horizontal line. X equal to 2 is a vertical line. So that's the line of axis. So the answer is D. Is perpendicular to the gradient of L. If it's perpendicular, nothing in front of the Y, so we don't need to transpose it. It looks like it Y equal mx plus c. So here the gradient is 3/7. So because it's perpendicular, it's going to be the negative inverse. So we flip it 7/3, but it got to be negative. So it's negative 7/3, which is A. So it says if this is that, so this is just a substitution question. 7 times negative 6 minus 3/5. Okay, so 7 times 3 is negative 42 minus 3/5. So this is negative 45/5, which is negative 9. So your answer is A. Your diagram shows, so this is similar, but just different numbers, if anybody remember. Which of the following best describes the function? So this will be input and your output. So you're trying to see which one of these functions will give you the right thing, right? Now, based on this don't look good because y, I have x plus y is equal to 3. So that's automatically out. That's automatically not the answer. So the only two options is B and D. So let's see. How do I move from 2 to 5? That's a plus 3. 5 to 8, that's a plus 3. 8 to 11, that's a plus 3. So that means it is x plus 3. So your answer is B. This is an easy one. Sometimes they get a little harder. So sometimes they got to like trial and error or do the calculations to verify. All right. So this is the domain. Now, once you realize the power is 3, once the number is negative, the answer going to be negative. So let's go. So negative 2 to the third power is going to be negative 8. So just by that, that's your first answer. Negative 1 to the third power is negative 1. 0 to the third power, 1. So the answer just from automatic thinking is D, which is why we spoke about, what do you call it? Cube numbers. Which of the following best illustrates a function? A function is either a one-to-one or a many-to-one. Yeah? So this is a one-to-many, so not. This is a one-to-one, if you look at it. So let's go check the other ones. This is a one-to-many, not it. This is a one-to-many, so not it. So the answer is B. So it says here, the following is a straight line. The point where the straight line crosses the horizontal axis is, Where does it cut the horizontal axis? Here. And what number is that? That's 3, 0. Be careful. Remember, X always comes first, so that's why it's 3, 0. So your answer here is A. The following graph is a straight line. The equation of the straight line is, so if this is where it cuts the y-axis, that means that the unit y and equal mx plus c. So that means y is equal to some number x minus 2. Everybody agree with that? If you look at it. All of them got minus 2, so now we just got to see the gradient. So how do we find the gradient? We got to do some calculations. So gradient m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is our first point? Our first point is negative 2, 0. Our second point is 3, 0. Sorry, this is 0, negative 2. Sorry, that's my bad. The first point is 0, negative 2. So 0, negative 2. So this will be my x1, y1, x2, y2. So this would therefore become 0 minus negative 2 over 3 minus 0. So this would be 2 over 3. How do you know this is correct? It should be positive. How do you know it should be positive? Because it's going up. If it was a negative gradient, it would have been coming down. The line would have been coming down. So that's how you know that's correct. So even so, just by elimination, this can be the answer because this is a negative gradient, means it's going down. This says is a gradient of 1. A gradient of 1 is not a slant like this. And we know why it's not 2 either. So our answer is C. 2 over 3, C. Correct? So here now, the next question asks for the coordinates of the maximum point. We did this already. You know your maximum point is in the center. So that would be 2, 4, because x is 2, y is 4. So that's be 2, 4. So that's A. The equation of the axis of symmetry of the quadratic. So this is easy. It's the same thing. This line, the equation is x is equal to 2. So that's A. We did this already as well. So G, you have to find G inverse first. So G of x is equal to 7x minus 3 over 5. So y is equal to 7x minus 3 over 5. So you switch. So x is equal to 7y minus 3 over 5. Then you transpose, get rid of the 5. So that's 5x is equal to 7y minus 3. So that's, you move over the 3, so that's 5x plus 3 equals 7y divided by 7. So that means y is equal to 5x plus 3 over 7. And I say find negative 2, so everywhere we put negative 2. So that's 5 times negative 2 plus 3 over 7. So now that's going to give us negative 10 plus 3 over 7. The signs are different, so you subtract your answer, take the sign of the bigger number. So that will give me negative 7 over 7. Cancel, that will give me negative 1. So our answer here is B. That was the most calculations we had to do for any question. All right. This is a weird question. I never seen this before. A parking lot charges $1 plus 0.2 for every hour or part thereof in which our vehicle is parked. The function C of H that represents the parking cost is, so it says, right, a parking lot charges $1 plus 0.25. So first of all, it's $1 flat. So it charges $1 and then it charges 0 point for every hour. So if I was to see how much CH stands for, there's going to be 0.25H because it's per every hour. plus the dollar, because the dollar ain't changing, right? So which one would that give me? I would choose C. Yep. Because the dollar flat, no matter what, you're gonna have to pay a dollar, but then for every hour you're paying 25 cents. So I hope everybody understand that one. All right, so we did this one exactly the same question. It's a cube, so you know your answer should be negative once these numbers negative. So the only one that's correct is D. All right, no, this is just about paying attention to the circles. If it's less than, it's an open circle. Is it greater than or equal to, is a shaded circle. So that means the first circle should be open and the second circle should be shaded. And that's this one, open, shaded. So the answer for this one is D, the only option. Which of the following represent the equation of a straight line? We did this already. Not A, not C, not D. So the only answer is B. Which one is the gradient? So, you know, we got to divide by 2 because it needs to look like y equal to mx plus c. So we divide by 2. So your answer is negative 3 over 2. So that's D. The maximum point is 2, 4 again. D, same question coming back. According to the solutions, you know, the solutions means the roots. The roots is 0, 4. So this one is 0, 0, 4, 0. So that's A. All right, so we have this. So we want to find h of negative a half. This is going to give people problems because they don't know how to calculate. So everywhere you see x, you put a half. So that's 4 a half square minus 6. A half square is a half times a half, which is a quarter. So that's 4 times a quarter minus 6. Anybody should know this and this going to cancel, leaving back 1. 1 minus 6 is negative 5. So your answer is B. If you don't know, a half times a half is a quarter. Write it out, you're going to see. A line L is perpendicular. Perpendicular means negative inverse to this line. So we got to find the gradient for this line first. So all we got to do is carry over the y since everybody here. So y is equal to 2x minus 8. See, all I did was carry over that. No, so that means the gradient for this is just 2. M is 2. So if it is perpendicular, it will be negative inverse, so a half, so a negative a half. So the answer is B. Which of the following represents the sets of this function for this? So we're just putting in these numbers. I think we did this already. I think this was all of these here match 1, 4, 1, 4, and 2, 7. So let's check. 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 3, 7. So that's why the answer is D. We did this question earlier. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So that's this quiz. I'm going to do another one now.